Excellency, Ambassador of Pakistan, Chairman of Free Kashmir Organization, and ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank to Mr. Kiani and his organization to give me the opportunity to speak at this important discussion. In fact, this is not merely a discussion on some important issues, rather it is a matter related to life and death of a nation, the nation Kashmir. I am happy that the organizer of this seminar have seen the Kashmir conflict in the regional context that includes not only Afghanistan and Central Asia, but also China and Iran. I fully agree with the title of this seminar that unless India and Pakistan resolve this issue of Kashmir according to the wishes of Kashmiri people, there could be no peace in the region. It is possible to have the period of no war, but that is not necessarily peace. We are living in such time where we don't see war between India and Pakistan spilling over entire region, but we don't see peace either. We know that India is one of the biggest importer of weapons in the world. We know that India is spending a large amount of its resources on war machinery. That should be spent on the people's welfare. Same is the case with the Pakistan, as it is living under constant sense of insecurity with a much bigger enemy. We see that the entire foreign policy of Pakistan is directed by this single issue that is unresolved. We can see the implication on Afghanistan as well. We see that China and Iran are also involved in this regional tension directly or indirectly. It is rather scary to see that both India and Pakistan are nuclear states. We see emotional slogans and claims regarding nuclear wars. It was horrendous to see the high-profile Indian security advisor Ajit Doval saying that in case of war, Pakistan will be fully annihilated while India will keep existing. What he meant was that India is so big that Pakistan cannot fully destroy the country while India can do so. It is a shameful statement to see the least. Does he understand what he is saying? 200 million people in Pakistan and over 1,000 million living in India? Can anybody be able to win this war? Is it worth winning? Are so sick people running Indian government? I hope this will never happen, because it is not only India, Pakistan and Kashmir, but entire region shall be annihilated. Nobody will survive in the case of environmental fallout. In fact, the message he wanted to convey is loud and clear. He wanted to say that come what may, but India will never give Kashmiri their right to self-determination. Now it brings a very complex situation. If one party, which happens to be colonial in the case of Kashmir, is not ready to listen to logic and reason, how can the solution be achieved? As I said earlier, war is not an option, as the level of insanity is extremely high. That gives us only one option, and that is what we are pursuing here. We should keep the flame alive. The history has shown that Kashmiris are not ready to compromise on their right to freedom. They are not ready to do this now, and they will never be ready to do this in the coming future. The Tariq of Azadi shall keep alive, and it shall be never even dimmer. India has tried everything, but it cannot gloss over it. It is simply not possible. How can any power of the words subjugate a nation that is ready to die, a nation that has 100,000 martyrs, 10,000 disappears, and still not fearful of death, torture, insult, and worst kind of human rights violation, cannot be silenced. Every child, woman, and man of Kashmir is committed to freedom, and no amount of suppression would work. Sooner or later, we will win. We have to keep this movement alive at every level, be it within Kashmir, in South Asian region, or at the level of Western world. Every Kashmiri and every peace-loving citizen is the asset of this campaign. Here in Europe, we have to uphold the same cause with greater intensity and great unity amongst us. Here I want to say again that South Asia is a region of poverty. It has a huge population with a huge portion of children, youth, and women. It is suffering with numerous problems to solve. It is not an industrialized and developed region. It has to go a long way ahead to be able to set up infrastructure of education, health, employment, housing, etc. This region has to lift itself up. All this is not possible without peace. And peace is not possible without resolving the issue of Kashmir. We have to establish this fact to the world that it is not only a question of a nation fighting for the right to freedom and dignity. The future of entire South Asia is at stake. I hope that with unity and positive approach, we will one day establish this reality as a priority of decision-making powers of the world. Until then, we have to keep struggling, and we will carry on doing so, inshallah. And I hope the day will come when the people of Kashmir, they will get their right to self-determination as the other people of the world they have. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.